Hey gang, it's me, Dr. Steve, and I'm just going to tell you to grab your tissues, sit back, and watch an amazingly inspirational story of faith, family, and freedom.
Photographs and memories are all Tanner Brownlee has left of his dad. The Weld County deputy was killed in the line of duty nearly 5 years ago.
Tonight, he had the chance to get one of his dad's prized possessions, but as 7 News reporter Marshall Zellinger saw firsthand, it didn't work out as Tanner had planned.
So this is your dad holding you when you were first born.
Tanner Brownlee has memories of his dad all over his house.
And this flag was flown over the White House.
His dad, Sam, was a Weld County Sheriff's deputy killed in the line of duty after a police chase in 2010.
This means so much to me, just because he used to motorcycle all the time.
He was given his dad's motorcycle jacket the day he died.
Just everything I can get means a lot to me.
The jacket doesn't fit, and Tanner wants something of his dad's that does.
It means a lot to me and my brother. We've been through a lot.
5,000, now 7,500. 5, now 75. Who did 5, 5, 5, 75? 7,500, now 10,000.
The Weld County Sheriff's Office is auctioning his dad's retired squad car.
I think I'm just going to look around, see what everyone else is doing, try to copy them. So just up them by one.
The Dodge Charger, with 147,000 miles, is valued at $12,500.
12.5, now 15, now 17.5.
But for Tanner, it's worth so much more.
45, now 50. Who did bid 50? Thank you very much.
More than he could afford at the auction. Tanner's limit had come and gone.
60, now 62.5. You all done? Sold it your way, Mr. Steve Wells. Thank you very much. $60,000.
And so had his dad's car. Or so he thought.
Tanner, here's your card.
A stranger just bought Tanner his dad's car.
Thanks a lot, man.
So you had no idea that that guy in the back was bidding and then going to hand you the keys?
Nope, I shook his hand and I didn't know.
This is kind of the end of Sam's legacy here. It's the last tangible thing we have that he was connected to.
And now Deputy Sam Brownlee's car is back where it belongs, home.
No donuts.
I know I won't, I promise you.
With photojournalist James Doherty in Greeley, Marshall Zellinger, 7 News.
This story struck a number of chords with me. I, too, lost my dad when I was a boy, when I was just 11 years old. So my heart really goes out to Tanner. I cherish the material connections between me and my father more than anything else in the world. And I know what getting his dad's patrol car would mean for him. And the beauty is that he started GoFundMe to help him raise the money for the car. But of course, he was quickly outbidded by that rancher, a fellow by the name of Steve Wells, who, of course, had every intention of both raising much needed money for the local police department and then giving the car to Tanner. And that's what this story really brought home for me. Something so much more than what Tanner and I share in terms of our fathers. As you can see, Weld County, Colorado is a traditionally conservative county. It votes 60% Republican. And scholars have noticed that community is actually central to a conservative vision of life. In both psychological as well as sociological studies, conservatives consistently exemplify what are called binding tendencies. We honor and revere those moral qualities that lend themselves to strong community ties. Sacred beliefs and practices, participation in religious traditions, a respect for law and order, loyalty to family and neighbor. Thus, it's not a coincidence that that fellow, Steve Wells, the rich rancher that bought the car and gave it to Tanner, he's a hardcore and active patriot who spends millions defending faith, family, and freedom in Colorado. By contrast, studies have demonstrated that liberals are radically individualist, who end up actually disdaining and often destroying community. Now, I know that might seem counterintuitive because liberals are always talking about community. Heck, they're the ones advocating what's basically just rehashed communism, right? Communism. But what we have to understand is that the communities liberals claim to belong to are generally artificial communities. They're fabricated. They're communities based on a globalist dynamic known as reflexivity. In other words, they defend only those communities that they can personally identify with. And generally what that means is that because the liberals so individualizing, so uncomfortable inside the group, inside traditional conservative community, they identify only with those who feel equally marginalized from traditional conservative community. So this is where you get identity politics from and all of its different strange outworkings, which of course are all united in trying to destroy the culture, customs, and traditions of local ways of life. This is the thesis of Patrick Deneen's book, Why Liberalism Failed. He basically argues that liberalism failed because it simply doesn't have the resources to provide for the basic communal structures of meaning and significance upon which a sustainable society is built. In cultural anthropological terms, liberalism is devoid of what's called the sacred, which involves divine obligations that in effect organize our social order. Societies are ridiculously complex phenomena, and we're finding that apart from the sanctity of institutions such as family and church and community, apart from these meaning and purpose-instilling institutions, society unravels. And that's exactly what we're seeing in our crime-ridden, imploding cities of today. But not in Weld County, Colorado. There, family and community are still honored and cherished. And because of that, we can still get heartfelt glimpses of random acts of kindness and compassion that remind us all of the gift that is faith, family, and freedom. As always, make sure to smack that bell and subscribe button. You'll definitely want to check out my latest video on Jordan Peterson's plan to destroy the World Economic Forum. You're not going to want to miss it, so make sure to click on that link, and I'll see you over there. God bless.